there are parents who do not understand, but they don't poke you, you know. So my parents were not poking me. They may not be able to understand what I was trying to do, but they were also at least giving me emotional support. Not any other support they couldn't offer me, but at least they were not poking me and they were not troubling me. So you are in a public domain, you will be criticized, and that's okay. There is yin and yang. Life doesn't work without negative, and a battery doesn't work without a positive and a negative, right? So how can I work? There has to be positive and negative. That's the balance of life.
You can see the end stream option in the
So there must have
channel
been
now.
times when you would have been stressed and felt overworked.
Don't
So
pick on
what
it.
do you do in those times
I mean,
to freshen up your
give me a
mood
stop.
and relax yourself a bit?
Yeah.
I talk to two of my
You
best
can see the
friends.
stop streaming option now.
I listen to music.
After
I
click on
read.
stop
I
stop
watch
streaming,
some very
you have to
interesting
click on
content on
end
some
stream in the
OTTs. I write sometimes some poems.
fine.
Sometimes I go
And we
for
leave.
walks. Sometimes
Yeah,
I just
fine, yeah.
spend time with my plants.
In the
So these are a couple of
live
activities
link,
that I
bro,
do.
the live link.
That's very creative of you, ma'am.
And you yeah.
So, ma'am, as a student, you spend a lot of money
Wait,
for
yeah.
travel,
You have to
education.
share.
So, can you advise
Don't
like how
pause.
we can
Don't
better
pause.
manage on
Like
our finances?
I
can
can
see
tell
the
you what I did.
share
You know,
option
I
now.
come from very
Left
humble
of the
background. So I
end
started
stream.
earning very early on.
Left of the
16. I was
end
almost
stream.
16
You
when I
can see
started
share option.
teaching, younger kids.
In the
And I was taking tuition of a
share
subject
option,
that
bro, left
I
of the
felt I
end
can
stream
manage,
in the
which
YouTube
was
channel.
social science.
End
And
stream in the YouTube channel. It stops
and then I
streaming
started
now in
teaching
the home
dance.
software.
And then I started doing
Bro,
summer
end
jobs. Every
stream in the
weekend I used to
YouTube channel,
work.
bro.
While
Not
in college,
stream
I was working. I was working
here.
all throughout my
Yeah.
summer breaks. So I was doing a
Copy.
lot of odd jobs and like
Paste in the
event
informal.
management jobs and teaching dance and teaching social science. So I didn't leave an opportunity to earn my own pocket money and made sure that, I also made sure that I didn't take any money for my education post my schooling from my parents. So after my schooling, I have funded all my education through my tuitions and dance tuitions
Fine.
and
It's fine.
event management
Okay, bro.
jobs. So I have managed
If
all of that
any doubts in
by
the
myself.
you can contact me.
So something that I can advise all of you is that look out for opportunities around you, and you are certainly going to get some or the other small opportunities, and never underestimate the power of small money, because small is big. When you will save a little bit, it will compound into big amount and will help you in managing a lot of your annual expenses. So do that.
That's really a great piece of advice for all of us. And I guess we all will be keeping that particularly in our mind. So what do you think, what particularly gave you the idea of Be.artsy?
See, Be.artsy is not something that I sat and I ideated. It came to me. It came to me because I was a dancer and I couldn't be a dancer for my professional journey. And I knew that I have to be connected to arts. And then I said, how can arts be sustainable? That's when I decided that I'm going to marry arts with, business. And why don't you do one thing, all of you? Let me just show you something. Give me 1 second. So
Sure.
this is a video which will help you all understand a bit of my journey. So I'm sharing it with all of you here. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
My boss slipping his hand under my skirt. I experienced the dark financial instability of a victim of harassment. That was the turnaround moment in my life.
Are you able to see my...
In 20 years of work, I have done many things. A volunteer, an event manager, a sales team leader. But it was 2010 that I found my calling as a social entrepreneur. I come from a conservative patriarchal family, and I was born and brought up in Delhi, India. Slipping his hand I had a humble childhood. I experienced the dark, financially small one-bedroom of a victim of harassment that I got a brilliant moment within my media company. Sadly, my first formal work-life experience started with my boss slipping his hand under my skirt. I was nearly 20 and had no idea who to reach out to. I was frustrated and angry. Over a dozen incidences of sexual harassment had made me question my future in the corporate world. At the same time, I experienced the dark financial instability of a victim of harassment when left with no choice but to quit. Be.artsy was born from my determination to conquer the twin demons, sexual harassment and financial illiteracy. My first startup went bankrupt in a year, so raising awareness as a service had to be made self-sustaining. Thus, a business responsibility and not just merely an act of charity. To maximize impact, I targeted large corporates and government. The methodology I chose, Street Scatter, brought employment to more than 1,000 underprivileged youth through temporary and now permanent employment. Yami Khan is one of these. His family income was less than $20 a day for a family of 8 when I hired him as a theatre artist in 2012. As Be.artsy's leading street theatre artist for 5 years, Yami financed his own graduation and now works as an operation manager for $350 a month, boosting his family's standard of living. I have influenced 190 large companies, UN agencies, and government organizations to lead awareness programs, resulting in 3,000 sessions educating over 60,000 people in the taboo topic of sexual harassment and raised awareness for over 350,000 people to become financially literate. I chose social entrepreneurship, knowing it would be challenging, but it turned out to be lonely as well. While I was struggling to make a mark for Be.artsy, in 2012, I met someone. The person was well educated and was working with a leading international organization, and he literally checked all my boxes. The day before our engagement, I was expected to be in a different city for work. And the way he supported me, I felt like I'd met Mr. Right. He supported my aspirations while we were dating, and I was looking forward to our companionship. We got married. But suddenly, I felt a switch flipped. Things started going downhill. We started having a lot of arguments on extremely trivial things. Suddenly, he had a problem with the kind of shampoo I would buy, that too with my own money. One day, an argument escalated to a point that he slapped me. I was shocked, and I couldn't comprehend how I had found myself in a situation like this. Another day in an argument, he held me against the wall with his hand on my head. He was about to smash it when I ducked and saved myself. That was the turnaround moment in my life that demanded an affirmative decision of quitting an abusive marriage. In this moment, I chose to say it's not okay. This chapter of my life also inspired me to design and develop Be.artsy's posh and domestic violence awareness campaign, It's Not Okay. I collected courage, processed divorce single-handedly, and exited amicably. 2021, Be.artsy marks 11 years with a revenue growth of 53% and is now a recognized awareness partner for the National Stock Exchange of India, UN agencies, Tata Group of companies, to name a few. Be.artsy has launched India's first financial literacy course for women at workplaces and also for individuals. And I have called it as Be Your Own Lakshmi.
Hey guys.
Ma'am, that
Uh,
was truly inspirational
That was
for all of us to see. Your journey is really, really motivational for every single one of us present here and beyond. Really very
Thank
brave
you
of
so
you,
much.
ma'am.
Thank you so much.
we
And
are really proud of you, ma'am. It was really inspiring video.
thank you so much. And I just want to tell you that um, my journey or your journey, we all can be equally inspiring, equally courageous if we decide to do so. So I decided that I'm going to not let my circumstances define me. I will define my life. So I will write my own story. That is my decision. If you take that decision, you will also be able to write your own story, right? And
Definitely,
anytime
ma'am.
before I go any further, and if you before you guys ask me any other question, let me tell you, I spend almost more than 150 hours every year spending time with youth and dealing with their queries, and I do support a lot of youths in their journey. So you're most welcome to connect with me on Instagram and LinkedIn both. I'm going to leave those links with you. Life skills with Shikha. This is my LinkedIn. I've written it down for you guys. And even on LinkedIn, like I regularly write on Instagram. And please stay connected so that you also see uh, how can you connect with yourself, and if I can be of any help, I will always help you. This is my LinkedIn. I've written life skills with Shikha on which is my Instagram handle. So you can always write to me, ask me whatever you want, whatever support you seek. You're most welcome. I have launched India's first financial literacy course for girls called Be Your Own Lakshmi, and for boys, Be the Paisewala. So you can go and take up that course and get completely educated on the basics of money. So all of that is possible. So stay connected with me. That's something that I can say.
Yes, I'm sure we'll all connect with you through LinkedIn and Instagram. So I have a question. Like from
Sure.
working from a corporate world, building a company which now deals with sexual harassment in the corporate world, how far has your journey been?
सॉरी बीच में ना आवाज चला गया कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड वाला वो जो just give me
Uh, am I audible now?
yeah.
So from working from a corporate job to a building a company which now helps with dealing sexual harassment in corporate world, how far your journey has been?
How far? It's a 12-year journey. So I
So,
can say yeah, you like, what's your question? How far? What do you mean
so
by,
how do you feel about it?
oh, how do I feel about it?
Yeah.
I feel great about it. I feel sometimes I feel very lonely about it. Sometimes I feel very proud about it. Sometimes I feel great about it, and sometimes I feel very pathetic about it of walking this journey all alone. So remember one thing: there is no single emotion that will stick around in human beings' life. They will experience multiple emotions about multiple things in their life, right? But if I have to tell you overall what has been my emotion about the company, I think I'm very proud that I could do this and I could take this step. I'm very happy about it.
Yes, ma'am. That is.
Any other question, guys?
Ma'am, so the first financial help came from Vodafone. So what was your first, what was your emotion after receiving the news?
Oh, I was overwhelmed. I was so thankful. I was so excited. I was everything in that moment, because when you crack your first deal and you know that this could be a start, an absolutely new chapter of your life. I think the amount of hope that you experience is so so different than the rest of your life. That hope is very, very beautiful. That's very exciting. So it's an emotion that always stays with me. I never part ways with my first day of having that particular emotion and experiencing that emotion. I'm really happy about it.
Ma'am, did you ever think that you would be starting a company which has annual turnover of 1.5 crore?
No, I actually did think of making a company which is a $1 billion company. I've just started. This is not what I want to do only. This is not what I want to do only. So I am building a company which will be a $1 billion company, and
That's
not
really
a
great to know that you have that.
billions of dollar company. So that's what my vision is.
That's really great to know, ma'am.
Mhm.
So after the COVID times, did COVID toll over your business, and what were some learnings from it?
Yeah. The whole business model changed. We started our ed tech. We converted all the content into digital. So everything changed for me during the COVID time. And in a way, my business had shut down. But if I have to tell you with a very honest heart, I would just say that I didn't give up. And because I didn't give up and I was looking for solution for my problem, I think life also opened up new doors for me, and I could turn around and just open up the new avenues that I introduced in these 2.5 years. And that's why I think I have pulled off in last 2.5 years.
Ma'am, you mentioned that we all can join Be Your Own Lakshmi or post training program. So can you please elaborate a little on basically what is Be Your Own Lakshmi program?
So Be Your Own Lakshmi is basically what do you call India's first financial literacy session for women, and it is a basic. It's basically one of the most sorted session, or I would rather call a course that will help you get all the information about money that you need from today till the time you are going to be living. So it's really important for you to go and sort of learn the basics of money, which you will probably not get in those 1 minute reels on Instagram. But here I've collated everything and made possible to learn everything about money. And both boys and girls can go to this link. This is a link tree link, which has all the information that you need about the course. All the information is here.
Ma'am, will surely go through the link. But do you think that post is still a delicate topic to talk about?
Uh, Prevention of sexual harassment will always be a very sensitive topic to talk about. Um, you know, I know that right now, when I was trying to understand history, I could only go back to 5000 BC, and from that day, from that era till now, sexual harassment has been part of history, and it will always be. But what I'm trying to do in my capacity is to help people understand why sex and its malpractices needs to be revisited as human race, and why all genders need to have an equal opportunity for their sexuality. And in doing so, my aim is to raise maximum awareness and sensitize most of the people. So that's what my role will be, and it will always be sensitive as a topic to talk about. But I'm hoping with my and so many other people who are working in this field, together we can make a dent in the malpractices in this particular space for all the humans.
Ma'am, this is so good to hear. Ma'am, what is ICC body and its functions?
ICC basically means Internal Complaints Committee, and ICC helps any victim get justice through a redressal program. So redressal program means that if I'm a victim, I can go to my ICC and complain and write a complaint, and they will help investigate the matter and get me the justice. That's what is the role of ICC in a specific case of sexual harassment.
Ma'am, before those investigation, particularly women needs to, or a person needs to come out. But there are many women out there who are being harassed but are afraid to come out. So what word of advice would you like to give to them?
God help those who help themselves. So I just want to tell you one thing: man, woman, or third gender, anybody, people who are suppressed or are suffering or have gone through a very challenging moment in their life, regardless of the topic, whether it's sexual harassment or any other type of harassment, if they do not speak, if they do not stand up for themselves, it's very hard for them to get any kind of support. So being courageous and taking the decision to be courageous is something that is very individualistic. And if you don't do that, it's very unlikely that you're going to get any kind of support from anyone for that matter, not just from the law, but also from your own friends and family. Right? So it's so important to be very committed to your own self and stand up for yourself. Speak up. It's very important.
Ma'am, your words are truly inspirational to every single one of us.
Thank you.
Ma'am, what about your future plans and goals? Like how far we can expect more than this, the current programs?
India will be, if I live for another 30 years, India will be, in true sense, will be called financially literate. India will also be safer for both women, third gender, and other suppressed people. That's my endeavor while I live. So what will happen in the future is this that I'm aiming for, and I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best in my capacity.
And that's all we can see. That's why you are truly inspiring all of us. But in your entire journey, whom do you consider as an inspiration?
You know, one person cannot ever inspire your journey completely. There will always be multiple people in multiple time periods who will inspire you. I've been getting inspiration from few celebrities in the world, and I would name Oprah Winfrey and Ellen DeGeneres. And from childhood, I've loved JLO a lot. So I've been reading their journeys and their life in detail, and hence I'm getting inspired from them. But in my general life, my father has been inspiration for courage. My mother has been inspiration for patience. My mentors, both my mentors, are my inspiration for commitment, for love. I have been inspired by closest of my friends. Dedication. I've been inspired by my sister. Like that, there have been many inspirations in my life. I can't give one specific badge to one person, because my life is not about one person. My life is about so many great people who I met and who nurtured my mission and vision and my journey. So I would dedicate it to so many people.
That's really good to hear, ma'am.
Ma'am, do you think posh is a very delicate topic to speak about? Like
We've already addressed this answer.
Yeah, like if people are too depressed and they are not willing to come out from that, so what do you think they can do?
If somebody is sitting in Ukraine right now, and if there is a secret plane sent to them, and they are also given support from their house to that plane, and they get to the plane, but they refuse to go inside the plane and fly and go to a safe zone. If they refuse to do that, nobody can help them, right? Can somebody help them? It's just the same for victims. Any victim who doesn't step up and doesn't stand for herself or himself will never get help, will never come out of their atrocities. Hence, I would always say, speak up and take that step to change your fate for good.
That's truly correct, ma'am. Ma'am, you said that we basically need to speak. The person who is being harassed or particularly being, you don't have to be victimized, basically.
Correct.
But what if we speak up, but nobody is ready to listen to us? What if they are basically blaming us? That yes, you are the reason behind it. You are the one.
Then be the reason of bringing that change, so that others are not impacted, so that others are not becoming victims. Something that I did. I started on my own, but a lot of people can join, organization like mine and be the part of the cause of stopping such malpractices. Right?
Yes.
Why we have to sit and cry? We can also be part of change makers journey, the journey that I am taking, the journey so many others are taking. The victims can join those missions and be part of the mission of bringing that change rather than sitting home and sulking.
That's truly a great piece of advice that I guess everyone needs to learn or particularly address their issues. Otherwise, none of us can make a change in our country.
Yeah.
That's great.
Ma'am, I have a question. Like in the for-profit world, do you keep your score with sales revenue? How do you keep your score with non-for-profit world?
I didn't get there were many words that just got cut. Can you repeat the question?
Yeah. So in the for-profit world, you keep score with sales revenue. How do you keep score with
what? You keep what?
like in the profit world? Like how do you distinguish between how do you score between non-profit world and your profit world?
I'm sorry, I didn't get this question. What do I don't understand. What word are you using? Can you
So
rephrase this word?
yeah, I just talked about like there are two kinds of things like profit and non-profit. So how do you score in non-profit?
How do you score?
Yeah, like how do you
Score meaning
influence-
what? What score?
like how do you reach people?
She basically wanted to ask, how do you outreach to particular audience or something?
We are. I mean, I have team. We are a lot of people now. Like 23, 24 of us are now spread across, and wherever there is for-profit work, we reach out to corporates. Wherever there's not-for-profit work, we reach out to on-ground people, colleges. Like right now, I'm not taking any money from you, right? So I do these free sessions, so many of them every day. So now, also people start connecting with each other. So there's a network. People start reaching out to us and they directly reach out to me. In that manner, a lot of network is created now. It's already 12 years. So there is a bit of network that helps me now.
Ma'am, just like you said that there are so many networks available for you to connect through to people. But sometimes don't you get like overworked or something, like there are so many things that you have to
I'm
manage?
overworked right now. I'm writing since 9 a.m. I've had 2.5 hours of training on Posh already with the company. I have already worked like massively and have been on non-stop calls since morning. I'm already overworked. In 9 a.m. से काम कर रही हूँ मैं. 6:30 उठ जाती हूँ and अभी भी मुझे जाके काम करना है. So when you really are on a mission, Ria, you don't feel frustrated. You feel tired, you don't feel frustrated. And that helps.
Definitely, there is kind of a junoon in you that
Yes.
keeps you going.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I think that's the right word that you've used.
Yes, ma'am. So yeah, but is there anything like sometimes you feel that I should take a break and do
I do.
something for myself?
No, I do take a break. I go for some international travels every year. I go for high altitude trekking. I take some breaks. I also go and do some village visits. I will go and do some breaks in general, chill, read, sleep. So I do take my own set of short breaks. Sometimes, whenever I'm traveling international, I take 3 weeks of off from work and I just go for my international break. So I have started doing all of that for sure. Without breaks, one human being with so much of drive cannot survive. That person cannot survive.
I mean, definitely, all of us need some time for ourselves.
Yeah. Without that, life is no fun. Cool. So are we good, Ria?
Yes,
Can we
definitely.
close the session now?
Sure. I just wanted to ask an audience if they have any questions.
Sure.
Just a second. Aishwarya.
And if there's any question, can you, Ria, can you read it for me whenever the question comes?
Sure, ma'am. Definitely. I'll read it for you. If the audience has any kind of question that you wanted to ask, ma'am, please, you can drop it in the comment box. I'll read it for her.
Okay.
Okay, since we have no other questions left or nobody wants to, I'll hand over the session to Srividya.
Yeah, ma'am, that was, we don't have any questions, so we'd like to end, we have anything else to say, we don't get it. So that was a very memorable session. I speak for everyone gathered here that we were deeply moved and inspired today. On the behalf of everyone, I would like to thank you for taking out time from your busy schedule and inspired us. Your words have encouraged us to make the best of our skills to generate independence and awareness in order to help create a better nation. Your experiences were a huge motivation for us to look up, to learn, and from. We thank you for such an enlightening session today. Thank you all for being a lovely, enthusiastic audience.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself. Bye, guys.
Thank you, ma'am. It was
Thank
great
you,
to
ma'am.
have you.